You've got to enjoy your life. What's the point of doing life and living if you're not going to enjoy your life? Now, that's not to say you stop living. It's to say start enjoying your life again. Get back to that playful, jovial, fun, exciting, peaceful life where you love it, where you wake up and you're excited to be alive. Now, I get it. If you're kind of going through the grind right now and maybe your life isn't very enjoyable and you're not enjoying it and it's not maybe what you thought it would be or hoped it would be. If you're going through some hard times right now and things don't seem to be working out and life's kind of tough, I get it. I've been there, right? And I'm going to give you 4 things right now that'll totally transform how you do life and how you enjoy that life. But I want you to know I've been where you've been, right? I've been in the suck hole, and I ended up out on my own at 16. And I was broke and I was shy and I didn't have any friends or family around. I often didn't have enough to eat, sometimes didn't have a place to stay. I was lonely, I was hungry, I was discouraged, felt hopeless and depressed. And that wasn't the only time. After we'd been married and we're going along, we hit some financial difficulties that were so brutal. We woke up in the morning, we did not want to wake up. We wanted to go back to sleep because our dreams were so much better than our reality. So I get it. I get that there's pain, I get that there's hurt, but I also want to tell you, after transforming my own life and helping all kinds of other people transform their lives, there are a few simple things that all of us can do to enjoy our lives more. And man, these things are so important. So let's dive in. I'm going to rant a little bit here first, because I was online and I came across a question. And this good guy was like, hey, look, I don't enjoy my life anymore. I want to enjoy my life. And, it just feels like a grind all the time. And I'm going to work and I don't really like my work. And, and I have some hobbies, but I don't really have time for them. And so, because of my, helping my wife and my kids and my work and the responsibilities, so I'm not really doing things I like to do. And, I'm just not enjoying my life, right? And we get that scenario. Maybe you can relate to this. If you're watching this video, you probably can. And we've all been there. Some people get in there and they stay there. I've been there. But we can totally shift that around. Now, here's where the rant comes in. The comments, the advice, the answers to his question were horrible. Man, it was some of the worst advice I've ever heard in my life. It was crazy. And people like stepping in there with this voice of authority of just like, look, you just need to be selfish and ditch everything else and tell your wife you're just gonna go out and have sex with other women and you gotta let your kids do their thing. You have to do your own thing because men need that. Men need to be alone and chasing their own thing and like it was the advice was like ditch your values, ditch the rules, just abandon everything. Like it's crazy. And the end result of that, I've seen it, you've seen it. The end result of all that kind of stuff, when you start compromising your integrity, when you start lowering your standards, when you start living below your own values and what you know you're capable of, it just tears you up inside and you die a lonely, miserable old man. That's the end result of that kind of stuff. And men don't need that. They often turn to it because of, this is what I'm talking about, I'll give you the 4 things. Because they fail in these 4 things, they think, this sucks, there's nothing I can do about it. And so they turn to addictions. They turn to substances. Right? They're trying to change their state, right? Because if your state, you're like, I don't enjoy this, you're in a low state. If you love your life like I love my life, and I'm being genuine here, like I know very few people that are as happy as I am. And I'm not bragging, I'm not boasting. Like you know what I've been through. I went through some crazy stuff. I've gotten strategic about being happy and loving my life. And my wife and I, we have 7 children and a couple businesses, right? It's possible. And I'm gonna show you how to do that. But they change their state. They'll try to change their state with drugs or alcohol or sex or crime or video games or TV or whatever, right? And it doesn't change the problem. And it doesn't change the outcome. You end up with the same results. So here you go. Are you ready? Number 1. You and I, we have to change what we see and say. Because look what happens, you guys. This is so simple and yet so powerful. What do you focus on? What are you seeing consistently day in and day out? When you wake up, what do you see? When you go to work, what do you see? When you come home, what do you see? When you go through your life, what do you see? Well, we often experience, especially with joy and peace and harmony or stress or turmoil or frustration or pain, it's because of what we're focusing on. Do you focus on what you have, or do you focus on what's missing? Do you focus on what's going well, or do you focus on what's going wrong? If I go through life with my head down, all I'm ever going to see is this. And if I'm walking in some crap right now, my life is filled with scat, and I'm walking in that, that's all I can see is like, this sucks, this is horrible, this is all there is, right? And all I can see is what I'm looking at. And so you got to change your focus. You look up, and I've seen this. Like, we've traveled all over the world, right? I just got back from a trip with my sweetheart to the Galapagos, and that's 48 countries for me. And we're just getting started of all the amazing places in the world. I've literally seen people, they're out traveling, and all they see is their screen, or something is not right, or the dirt or whatever, and they miss the wonder and the awe and the awesomeness because they're like, oh yeah. Oh, but look at this. And you're like, no, check this out. Oh yeah, but look what's going on here in the world and all these problems. What do you focus on? Are you focused on the problems? Or you focus on the wonderful things? You focus on the bad people, you focus on the good people. You got to change what you see. And now I'm not talking about being naive and just only looking at things through rose-colored glasses, but it's incredible how many of us have the unbelievable skill and talent to only see the negative and to see things worse than they actually are. So change what you see. Start to see the good. Start to fill your heart with gratitude and excitement for what you do have, for what is going well, for the things you can appreciate. And what happens, it's amazing. Once you start really appreciating what you do have and what's good, it starts to grow and expand in your life. You got to change what you say. We have this, all of us, we have this self-talk. And we say things to ourselves and to others that are often negative. And if the things we're saying are negative, then it creates negativity. And often we stop enjoying our life because everything that comes out of our mouth, and well, that's verbal, but we say it silently too. Everything that we're saying to ourselves and saying to others is negative. You ever met somebody like that? That in the best circumstances, they find something to complain about? They go to an incredible restaurant and they're like, yeah, but I had this one bite, it had a little bit of mushroom in it, and I don't like mushrooms. All right. Or they go to a gorgeous beach and it's just incredible, and they're like, yeah, I just hate getting sand in my toes. It's just so annoying. This gorgeous mountain, they're like, yeah, but it's cold outside. I don't like being cold. Ugh, it's miserable. You with me? We've got to change what we see and what we say. And so the first change starts right here. You will enjoy your life more when you change what you see, what you focus in on, and what you say. What you say to yourself and what you say to others. Be absolutely positive. Now, I'm not talking about being the silly, only positive thinking and your life genuinely does suck and you're like, everything's wonderful, everything's great, or you're overweight and out of shape and unhealthy, and you're like, no, I'm great, I'm fantastic, yeah. It's not that. It's seeing things as they are, not better than they are, not worse than they are, as they are, but focusing on what you can do. That's number one. Number two, you've got to change your strategies. The reason this gentleman and most of us go through these periods of life where we stop enjoying our lives is because our strategies suck. And roll with me here on this one and think through this in your own life. If I'm not very good at managing my time and managing my responsibilities, if I'm not very strategic about balancing my life, so staying healthy and fit and spending time with my wife and developing and keeping that romance and passion alive, if I'm not very good at keeping a deep connection with my kids, if I'm not very good at showing up to work and doing a great job and doing work I love and doing it really well, if I'm not good at managing all the chores and the tasks I have, all this stuff, then I start to feel overwhelmed and I feel stressed and I feel burdened. And it's not the things, it's not my wife, it's not my kids, it's not my job, it's not the government, it's not the weather, it's not the place I live, it's not my car, it's not my house, it's me. And that can be a hard pill to swallow, but man, it's the most powerful pill there is, because when I take full responsibility for my life and my outcomes, everything changes. Total game changer. It's incredible because I take responsibility. And you guys, it's not near as hard as maybe we think it is. You just tweak a little bit, just a little bit in the strategies. And when you're, and here's how to prove this. If you were 5 times better at your job than you are now, would that change things? Boom. If you were 5 times better at time management, 5 times better at energy management, 5 times better at connecting with your kids, 10 times better at connecting with your wife, 10 times better at managing your money and creating freedom and abundance, would that change your world? Oh baby, I guarantee it. It's going to change things. So the first place to look, well, that's the second place, right? First place is change what you see and say. Second place is change your strategies. Now, number 3, so I'm going to give you 4 things today. Number 3 is you got to change your systems, because your systems will either support your success or sabotage your success. You've got to change the system. Here's an easy example of a system. If I'm trying to get healthy, right? And again, you're not going to enjoy your life unless you're healthy, because your whole life is being experienced through your body. And if your body's off, everything's going to be off. So if you're just grinding, you're unhealthy, it hurts, it aches all over, you don't like the way you look, you don't like the way you feel, you got low energy levels, especially that one. If you got low energy levels, it is hard to enjoy your life when you're just dragging yourself through each day. But if I'm trying to get healthy and fit and eat better, and I've got a pantry full of junk food, and I'm stopping at fast food all the time, I'm just eating tons of sugar and garbage, I'm just pounding coffee and energy drinks and soda and hitting alcohol and tobacco or whatever, like those systems are sabotaging the success. The success I want is to be healthy and fit and energized. The system is I've got food in my house that's not good for me, right? Another system. You want to work out every day, but you have no idea where your workout clothes are. You can't find your running shoes because your closet's a system that's just a disaster. Or you can't even pull in your garage because you have so much crap in there. Or your desk is just this disaster zone. You can't keep track of all your tasks. You're not organized, you're not on time. You're constantly behind on your projects and working on things and getting the results you want because it's just a disordered mess. It's your system. So the third thing you have to do is level up your systems. And you can just take one. Just take one and say, I'm going to do this better. And you start by cleaning up your room, cleaning up yourself, right? Get some better clothes. Get trimmed up and cleaned up and fix your posture. Carry yourself better. Like all these little systems, what you're eating, where you're spending money, how you're earning money, what your house looks like, your car looks like, your desk looks like, all that. Start tweaking, just little tweaks. This isn't a major overhaul. You're going to get massive results with small tweaks. Just start making little tweaks there with the system. So change what you see and say. What you focus on, what you say to yourself, your inner talk. Change your strategies. You've got to be more strategic. When I started implementing better strategies, everything in my life changed. And this is what I do with high performance coaching. I get to coach incredible men and women every day of the week. And we give them great strategies, and when you change your strategy, everything changes. Then back it up with systems. Change your systems so that they support your success. And then the fourth thing is, of course, success. You can't. We're not going to enjoy our lives. Nobody enjoys their life when they're losing, right? We want to win. We want to succeed. So number 4 is to succeed. You've got to be succeeding in every major area of your life. Now, you might be like, oh, I'm losing in every area. I'm a loser. And then there goes the negative talk and the see and say and system of strategies. But if you'll do those first 3 things, it'll bring success. And when you're succeeding, you enjoy what you do. When you succeed at work, you enjoy your work. When you succeed in your marriage, you enjoy your marriage. When you succeed with your kids and in your home and your family, you enjoy your family life. When you're succeeding in life, you enjoy it. When you have freedom, my friends, that's what we want. We want freedom. Time freedom, money freedom, health freedom. When you have freedom to live life on your terms and do the things you love, like we're in Mexico right now. We've been at a beach house here for 6 weeks with our family. We're traveling the world. We're going, in a couple weeks here, we're going down to do a humanitarian leadership trip in Guatemala. And we're living the life of our dreams. And we're succeeding. You enjoy your life when you're succeeding. So number 4 is succeed. And you're like, yeah, duh, thank you, Captain Obvious. But that's the point. When we do the first 3 things, we start succeeding, and make that your focus now. That's what you see. That's what you say is, I'm going to succeed in this. And you pick each area of your life at a time: physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, social, financial. Start succeeding. And then go back to 1, 2, and 3. Set up better systems and strategies to succeed in each of those areas of life. And then you're going to enjoy your life. Life is meant to be enjoyed. It's not some endurance event. It's not just this miserable grind. Life is terrible. And a lot of people believe this. And I grew up in a family that believed it. In fact, there was a time when I believed it, where it's just this grind. Life's hard, then you die. Life sucks, then you die. You just go along. Every once in a while, something's good. You have a good weekend. But other than that, it's just terrible. That's not true. That's not true at all. And again, I came from like homeless and broke and struggling and ignorant and had no idea to living and building this incredible life and a marriage and family that we just love. I can't believe I get to wake up and do what I do every day. But I built that strategically using those things I just shared with you. It's not have or have not. It's not whether you're lucky or not. It's whether you do those things or not. And you can do them and live this incredible life. And every once in a while, something goes off or goes wrong. Every once in a long while, you have a bad day. But you can create a life that you absolutely love and enjoy. But you got to do those things. Look, if you love this stuff and you want it and you need it, lean in. Do the work. Get some coaching. Invest in the courses and the training. And create total transformations in your life. Be willing to drop the bad habits and incorporate new ones. Be willing to do what it takes to lean in. Get in the tribe. Right? Get in the Be the Man tribe. This great group of men supporting each other and living lives of greatness and holding ourselves to this high standard of really living and feeling alive and enjoying life. Get after it. Make it happen. Reach upward.